Hello friends, I welcome all of you to your own YouTube channel, World of Trade and Finance. So friends, in this video, we will talk about the common myths and misconceptions that we may have about CIBIL score, and we will try to understand them. So the first myth is that CIBIL has rejected or CIBIL has approved my loan applications. So friends, whenever we apply for a loan in a bank, or a credit card or an overdraft facility, the bank reports these details to the TransUnion CIBIL or CIBIL TransUnion body. The CIBIL TransUnion body collects these details and based on these details calculates a credit score or CIBIL score. It is this CIBIL score that the bank may refer at a later date for my loan sanctioning or decision. So whenever you have applied for a loan or a credit card, whether your loan gets approved or your loan gets rejected, it is the sole decision of the bank only. CIBIL can only facilitate your loan. So let's say if you have a good CIBIL score, you can have a higher chance of approval. If you have a poor CIBIL score, you might have a lower chance. But the decision to sanction the loan rests with only and only the bank. Friends, the second most common myth is that checking your own CIBIL score or CIBIL report lowers your credit score. So friends, this is also a very common myth. Whenever you check your own score, so for example, if I try to check my own credit score, such kind of a check is called as a self-check, and this does not feature as a part of an inquiry. So if I am checking my own CIBIL score, this is a self-check. However, if I've applied for the loan and a bank or an NBFC tries to check my credit score, that constitutes an inquiry, and this kind of inquiry may lower the credit score. So in fact, I suggest that checking your CIBIL score on a regular basis is a great practice, so that if you see any errors in your credit score or your CIBIL score, you can report that to the banks and get those details corrected. So no matter how many times you check your score, it will have no impact on your credit score. So friend, let's look at the third most common myth, which is I can get my report corrected directly by CIBIL. So friends, this is also a myth. Just to understand this, we'll take an example. So let's say you have taken a loan and you have closed that loan in its due time. However, 6 months later, when you check your CIBIL report, you find that loan is still open in the records. So you cannot report this to CIBIL and get it closed directly by CIBIL. What you'll have to do instead is that you'll have to approach your bank, share the details of the loan that you took from that bank. That bank will approach the TransUnion civil body. Only then will the TransUnion civil body mark your loan as closed. So what I want to tell in this slide is that any changes in the account details in your CIBIL report can only be done by the lender or that bank. It cannot be done directly by CIBIL. So friends, let's take a look at the fourth most common myth is that low CIBIL score means no loan or no credit card. So friends, this is also a myth. To understand this, let's take an example. Let's say you have a low CIBIL score. You apply for the loan in a bank and that loan gets rejected. So friends, you have to understand that different banks have different frameworks and different risk-taking appetites. So it could be that your loan might have got rejected in this bank, but there could be another bank which approves your loan at the same credit score. Yes, it is true that if you have a better credit score, then it is easier to get that loan. Also, you might get this loan at a higher interest rate, maybe a smaller amount, or at a lower tenure. So you could still get a loan at a lower CIBIL score. However, your options may get limited. So friends, let's take a look at the fifth common myth, which is that assets, incomes, and investments also change your CIBIL score. So let's say if you have a lot of assets, it increases your CIBIL score, or if you have few assets, it lowers your CIBIL score. So friends, this is also a myth. You have to understand that asset, incomes, investments, these are all parts of your savings account. Whereas your CIBIL score is actually a part of your credit activity, which is due to a loan or due to a credit card. So assets, incomes, investments, since all of these are parts of your savings, they have no impact on your CIBIL score. So friends, let's discuss the last myth of this video, is that a bounce check lowers the credit score of the check issuer. So first let's understand what is a bounce check. So for example, if I am issuing a check to a person of, let's say, 20,000 rupees and my account has only 15,000. So when that person goes to the bank to get that check encashed, that check will not get encashed because the amount that is mentioned on the check is higher than the amount that is available in my account. So such kind of a transaction is called as a bounce check because the check will not get honored. So you have to understand that a check is not part of your credit activity. When you have issued a check to someone, it is understood that you are having that amount of money in your bank and they can withdraw that money using this check. It's just like a debit card where you could go to the nearest ATM and withdraw the money which you have in your account. So you cannot withdraw the money more than that is there in your account. Therefore, both of these instruments are not part of a credit tool. These both are part of your savings account or the debit tool. That is why a bounce check has no impact on the credit score of the check issuer. I'm not trying to encourage bouncing of checks because bouncing of checks also have a legal implication. All I'm trying to say is a bounce check does not impact your CIBIL score. So friends, that's all in this video. In this video, I wanted to discuss with you the common myths and misconceptions that we have with CIBIL score. If you've liked this video, I request you to kindly subscribe to our channel, like the video, comment on the video, share it with your friends. I'll be uploading more videos on trade and finance. Have a good day. Take care.